Hi, I'm Faye.
Hello, I'm Fluffy.
And we're on a mission to be fabulous.
Bring joy, and most importantly, bring the house down! Excited that you're all here with us today.
Fluffy and I have something super important we want to talk with you about.
Really important.
Oh, I just have to take this call over here. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hello? Oh, hi. Yes, I do. I love cheese. Go on.
Friends, maybe you can help me out. I've been having chats with Faye about making choices around her phone when we are hanging out. Why is it important that we make good choices?
Oh, really?
Because if we don't, then everything would, not go right.
You know, that does sound like a lot of cheese, but okay, go ahead. You can deliver it. Okay, bye. Right, where were we?
We were talking about our really important news.
Right. Oh, I just, Oh, I just got this really hilarious text. Oh, what I'm hoping to say is, oh, I've went and done it again, haven't I? Why do I find it so hard to make the best choices when it comes to time I'm using with my phone? Does anyone have any advice for me?
Do the important things first and then reply to the phone things. You could put your phone on silent.
I am gonna make the best choice. I've put it on silent and I'm putting it away. What do you think of that?
We like that choice.
Good job, Faye. Does anybody have a tablet that they play on or that they get to watch stuff?
Yes!
And Loudon, has anybody ever said, it's time to come and do something else now?
How do you feel when you're being told to come away from the tablet?
I get angry.
Do you get angry? And how do you work through those feelings?
I don't think about it anymore.
You don't think about it, and then do you leave it behind? That's good.
Has anyone ever told you, you need to make better choices? Gabriella.
When I'm trying to go to sleep, I don't really go to sleep, and I stay up, and I end up being tired the next morning.
How do you learn from that mistake?
Try to fall asleep earlier the next, that night.
Yeah. I think sometimes we have to actually feel the effects of the choices we make in order to understand them.
I can make the best choices. Yeah! Our bookshelf friends.
Buzz.
Moogie, what happened?
Hi, Faye. Hi, Fluffy. Well, Fuzz decided to have a little nibble of cheese. And then they couldn't stop. They just kept eating and eating and...
Sounds like somebody else is having trouble with their choices today.
Oh, I can't bear it.
Choices? What does that mean?
I'm pretty sure making good choices is when you aren't really hungry, but a lovely delivery truck drops off lots of cheese that looks so delicious that you decide maybe you'll try a little piece, and then you want another piece and another, and before you know it, you're lying on your back on a bookshelf explaining what making good choices means, right?
Not quite. But I think that you've actually just helped yourself to my cheese order without asking.
Oh.
Seems like Fuzz isn't using self-regulation. That's what we do to help control ourselves. Self-regulation and moderation are ways that we can help make the best choices.
Moderation?
Moderation is making sure you don't do something too much. Moogie, do you think when Fuzz was eating all of the cheese that was moderation?
No.
I shouldn't have eaten all of that cheese, especially because it wasn't mine in the first place.
You know what? I think a good choice is sitting with Fuzz and letting them rest for a while.
I agree.
Sounds good.
Now pass that cheese over here.
Hi, I'm Noah, and I love gaming. I can play video games all day, but I know it's important to take a break sometimes. That's why I set a 15 to 20 minute timer, and I know I have that much time before I have to do something else. When the timer goes off, it reminds me to switch off my headset and do something else, like read a book or do some art. It's not always easy to make good choices about my gaming, but I always feel better when I do.
Are you all ready to sing the Settle Down song with us?
Yeah!
Everybody settle down, how quiet can you be? Shake real fast, shake real slow, stand still as a tree. Now sit right down and gather round, it's story time. We've settled down, now take a look, let's open up this book.
Today's book is Clark the Shark, written by Bruce Hale. In all the wide blue seas and all the wide blue world, the top school for fish was Theodore Roosterfish Elementary. And of all the fish at Theodore Roosterfish, the biggest and the strongest was Clark the Shark.
Clark loved school and he loved his teacher, Mrs. Inkydink. He loved to play with his friends. Clark loved his life.
School is awesome, shouted Clark the Shark. Less shouting, more reading, said Mrs. Inkydink. Lunchtime is sweet, yelled Clark the Shark. Munch your own lunch, said his best friend, Joey Mackerel. Recess rocks, bellowed Clark the Shark. You're playing rough, Clark, cried the other kids.
Yes, Clark loved his life with all of his sharky heart, but he loved everything way too much. He was too wild. He was just too much shark for the other fish to handle. After a while, no one would play with Clark. No one ate lunch with him. No one sat with him at circle time. How do you think Clark is feeling?
Sad.
Yeah? What sort of suggestions could you give Clark to help him moderate his energy? Loudon.
Don't be so rough.
Excellent advice. Eva?
Try not to yell so much.
Absolutely.
One day, Clark asked Mrs. Inkydink, "What's wrong with everyone?" Mrs. Inkydink patted his fin. "Clark, sometimes you play too hard. You munch too hard. And gosh, you even help too hard." "But life is so exciting," said Clark. "There's a time and a place for everything," said Mrs. Inkydink. "And sometimes the rule is stay cool."
At recess, Clark tried to stay cool, but he pushed the swing with too much zing. Sorry.
In class, Clark tried to stay cool, but a good book got him all shook up. "Now, Clark," said Mrs. Inkydink, "this isn't the time or the place. Tell me what's the rule." "Stay cool," said Clark.
In class, when lessons got exciting, Clark wanted to bounce out of his seat. Instead, he told himself, "When teacher's talking, don't go walking."
At lunch, everything smelled so yummy. When Clark wanted to eat and never stop, he told himself, "Only munch your own lunch."
Way to go, Clark!
At playtime, Clark told himself, "Easy does it. That's the way. Then my friends will let me play." And playtime was fun.
But then, a shadow fell across the playground, a ginormous shadow with tentacles galore. "It's the new kid, and he looks scary," cried Joey Mackerel. "Swim for your lives!" The squid squashed the slide, and it snapped off the swings. "Oops, my bad," said the new kid.
"Wait," said Clark. "He just wants to play. Let's find a way." And he swam at the new kid with all of his might. Clark played harder than he had ever before. "Wow, that was fun," said the new kid breathlessly, and he settled down. "If you want to come to school, you've got to stay cool."
"That's right, Clark," said Mrs. Inkydink. "And thanks for taking care of our new classmate, Sid the Squid."
Hooray for Clark the Shark! That night, Clark's mother asked, "What did you learn at school, dear?" "There's a time and a place for everything," Clark said. Sometimes you stay cool.
But sometimes a shark's gotta do what a shark's gotta do.
The end! Yay! It was so amazing hanging out with you today.
I'm glad that you made the bestest choice to put your phone away so that we can hang out and have a dance party.
Yeah, absolutely.
But first, remember to care.
Remember to be kind.
And remember to read. See you next time.